Hey, Family First Life, this is Neil Brown from FFL Achievers, and just want to talk a little bit about phone script and running a good schedule tonight. So again, this is kind of a entry level for the new people, just to get started, because a good start is just getting started. A fast start is just getting started. Some people want to sit and overanalyze this. Sometimes you just got to jump in, and that's what we did. So just to make a couple quick points, number one is that, learning, the way you learn this business, it's a process. And you're going to watch these videos over and over. And the more you watch them and the more you talk to people, the more that you'll learn and understand. And so as you learn and do and talk about it, you become more learned, I guess is the word that Earl Nightingale used to use. So the point is, I'm going to play a little video here from our friend Robert Kiyosaki, and he talks about learning.
Come back, Robert Kiyosaki, the Rich Dad Radio Show. Good news and bad news about money. All of our programs are archived at Rich Dad Radio. We archive them because we don't sell anything. We're basically an information, education type of company. And the reason we archive the Rich Dad Radio Show is if you listen to this program again, you'll learn twice as much, because repetition is how we learn. But more importantly, if you have friends, family, or business associates, listen to this and discuss it, because then your retention and your IQ and your view of the world will increase.
Okay, so two things we're going to talk about. Number one is keeping a good schedule. Number two is the phone script. Guys, 80% of our business is the phones. And 15% in-home and 5% is the product information, because you can call a manager when you're in your home. We'll tell you what to write. So we really want to dial in on what a good schedule looks like and the phone scripts in this next segment. Now, first of all, let me make a distinction. We're not talking about telesales. If you're brand new, you shouldn't be thinking about telesales, because sitting at home with no experience and trying to do telesales or virtual sales, you're setting yourself up for failure. We want to help you succeed. If you want to succeed, just follow the plan. The plan is, let's do 100 face-to-face meetings. Let's learn how to underwrite. Then you can do telesales. So you can't jump to the second phase without completing the first. Got it? Okay. Because I'm hearing it all the time. People have this notion, I'm going to get started. I saw a guy from FFL. He started with telesales and he killed it. So as of this recording, there are 16,000 FFL agents in the country. Because one or two are able to do that, doesn't mean that's how you should do it. So just trust us. This is the process. If you want to succeed, this is how you do it. Okay. So we're talking about face-to-face. Number two, I'm going to talk about a full-time schedule. Basically, our full-time schedule is this. I'm going to start at Sunday night. So Sunday night, you're going to print your leads, and then on Monday morning, you're going to go in either to an office or you're going to be on live Zoom dials. And the reason for that is because left to yourself, you don't know what to expect. You start dialing, you get a couple people who say, don't call me again, and you're gone. We never hear from you again. So this business is about accountability when you're getting started. It's a coaching relationship. You're going to suck in the beginning. I'm just going to tell you that right out loud. You're going to suck in the beginning. But if you stay with it, you'll get better and better, and you'll succeed. So the first thing is running a full-time schedule. You print your leads on Sunday night. You're in an office. We have work spots. If you don't know about work spots, it's easy to find out. Work spots allows you to go into any of the hundreds of offices across America. It's $99 a month. And like today, we got a 30 or 40% lead discount on internet leads. And so that more than pay. I mean, if you buy $1,000 in internet leads to get started, a 40% discount, you save $400. That's about 4 months worth of your fee of $99. So it makes total sense to get on WorkSpot. So you print your leads, you come into an office. If you don't have an office near you, what do? What you do is we have a Zoom live dial of a bunch of people that are making live dials. It's through Zoom. You get on there and you listen to how people dial. That's your lifeline. Okay. Sometimes this thing can be a little lonely when you're building it and you get a little negative. And remember that attitude thing that we talked about earlier, and your attitude goes bad. So you got to keep your attitude up. The way to do it is get on those Zoom calls or get in an office. Full time, we dial on Monday. The best time to dial is from 7:30 in the morning to 11 o'clock in the morning. That means that you get to where you're going by 7 or 7:15, so you can start dialing at 7:30. You will book more appointments from 7:30 to 11 than any other time of the day. People just pick up. So, okay, when I started out, this is what happened to me. When I would run 2 days, I'd write 1,500 every 2 days. So 1,500 and 1,500, I started doing 3,000. Then as I got better, I started writing 1,500 a day. And then 1,500 running 4 days a week. Now I'm doing 6,000 a week. And then as I got better, I started doing 2,500 a day. So 2,500 on Tuesday, 2,500 on Wednesday, 2,500 on Friday and Saturday. And there's my 10,000 a week. So you get better as you go. So 30 appointments. How does it break down? On Monday, you call until you're done. The number one time to call is from 7:30 to 11. Number two time to call is from 4 to 9 p.m. And then the third mediocre time to call is from 11 to 4. Okay, so I would say that the morning is A+++, the evening is A+, and the afternoon is just maybe B. Okay, so we have a tool that you use when you dial. It's called the dial tracker. This is what it looks like. And what you do is you keep track of your 10, 20, 30. You keep track of, for every 10 that you call, how many appointments do you set? You have to have enough leads to book your appointment. So we talked about that in the previous video. If you're running 1 month old life leads, you're going to book 10 to 15%. If you're running T2s, you're probably going to book 50, 60, 70%. So it really depends on what lead type you're dialing as to how many leads you need. How long does it take to book your 15 appointments for Tuesday, Wednesday? As long as it takes, you got to sit there and you got to dial. And sometimes I've started at 7:30 and I finished at 7:30. It's just whatever it takes. If you want to run a full-time schedule, Monday you dial, you book 15 appointments. 16 appointments, you run 8 on Tuesday, you run 8 on Wednesday. I like doing 8:30, 10, 11:30, 1. Let's count them. 8:30, 10, 11:30, 1, 2:30, 4, 5:30, 7. There's my 8. You do that Tuesday, Wednesday. On Thursday, you go back in with whatever you had left from the previous week, plus your new leads, and you dial for Friday, Saturday. That's a full-time schedule. My best day is Saturday. Everybody's home. I'll book 10 appointments on a Saturday and I'll run them all. And some people no-show me, but I write a ton of business. I'll write 3 to 4 apps, maybe even more. I'm not that great, but even if you do 25%, of 10, you're going to write 3 apps. And that makes for a pretty good day. So that's a full-time schedule. Now, you got to keep track of your dials. How many dials you're going to make? For me, if I'm going to really book 15 to 20 appointments, I'm going to need 75 to 85 leads generally. That'll book my appointments. With these T2s, even less. But now, what about if you're running part-time? So part-time, you got a full-time job during the week. You get off, try and get off at 3 or 4 Friday afternoon. Get to a place and dial. Dial from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Book Saturday and Sunday. Well, I don't want to work Saturday and Sunday. Well, chances are what brought you to this business is that money's tight and it's difficult for you. So you're going to have to dial on and run on the weekends. And, in your brain, when I first started running on Sundays to get caught up, I thought no one's going to want to run on Sunday. They're going to judge me and think I'm a lesser man because it's God's day. But the fact is, that's just in your head. As many people will book on Sunday as they will on Saturday. It does not matter. It only matters to you, right? And so I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that if you need to improve your family situation, you need to do what you got to do. And running on Saturday and Sunday is what you got to do till you get caught up. Sean Mike used to book, he'd get off his social working job. He'd start dialing at 4, he'd dial till 9, he'd run Saturday, Sunday, and he did 10,000 in a weekend. So, that's what we're leading up to. Okay. So, so a part-time schedule is doing Friday afternoon and evening. You're calling, you're running Saturday and Sunday. Just string those appointments together as fast as you can. Don't worry about missing appointments because people are going to cancel and reschedule and it doesn't matter anyways. You'll eventually get to them. Full-time schedule, 30 plus appointments a week. So you dial Monday for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for Friday, Saturday. And if you want to run Sunday because you owe money, then do it. You need your dial tracker. Okay. And so there's a lot to dialing, and we're going to drop in. Gary Pegues just did a really great script, and I'm going to drop in that audio so you can listen to it. And also Miranda, who wrote 41,000 last month, has a really good instant internet lead, and I'm going to splice that in here. So just enjoy this, listen to this a couple different times, but we're going out, we're running face to face, and we're going to show you how to do an in-home next.
And here's how I dial, because a lot of people say, hey, Mike, how are you getting 30 appointments? How do you set 20 appointments in 2 days? Well, it's simple. Number one, I'm always buying plenty of leads. And here's how I dial. I can't think of Jamie's, Euphemia's wife right now, but I was listening to his wife, and she was training on dialing, and I was still fairly new. This was almost 2 years ago. And she said, this is what I do. I take 30 leads, and I set them in proximity closest to furthest away. And I put them in a stack. I dial the first one 3 times, back to back to back. Mike, don't people get upset? And that was my problem. You have to get the emotion out of the way in this. When you're dialing, you have to get the emotion out. They filled out a form. It's our job to call them. You've paid for that lead. Now you have to get a return off of that particular investment. So I dial 3 times, just like she said to do. I dial it 3 times. If they don't answer, and now what I do, I've actually changed it a little bit. I write the last 4 in the upper right-hand corner of the phone number, and I begin to cascade them down on the left, because a lot of times what I found was people was calling me back, and I wasn't answering because I didn't know who they were. I didn't know what they wanted. So when I see that someone's calling me back, if it's one of the numbers I called, I'll pick it up and say, hey, Jim, this is Mike over at the Mortgage Protection Office. I'll say, oh, yeah, I saw you called me, and I'm right into setting my appointment. Okay? So back to the dialing through the stack. I have 30 of them, and I'm working the next 2 days. So I go ahead and I dial. I set the appointment. Someone doesn't answer. And just so you know, we all get hung up on. We all get cussed out. It happens to all of us. So I'll dial 3 times. Now let's say I go through that entire stack and nobody has answered. Let's just say that's the situation. Okay, it's not a reality, but let's say that's the situation. That means I have dialed 90 times sitting there. That took me about an hour. Okay. So, but let's say also that I did get a hold of some people. Some people declined. Some people hung up on me. But I set 6 of those. So now let's say I have 20 left. I'm going to dial through all 20 of them again 3 times. My butt's not getting off the chair. I'm not going to have lunch. I'm not going to run errands. I'm dialing. I haven't got my appointments. I'm still working. Okay? So I dial through those 3 times. Back to back. I'll hit that redial button 3 times. Continue the process. This time I've set 3 of those, so I have 17 left. I do it again. Now here's the thing. If I would have dialed all those with no answer, I would have sat there and dialed 270 times. Now, here's my point in saying all that. If you've made 270 dials, I don't care if they are quarter leads that are 5 years old, you should be able to set 10 appointments off of 30 leads if you dialed 270 numbers. Because honestly, a lot of people put 2 or 3 numbers down. So let's say, half of them had 2 numbers. Goodness gracious, That's 405 dials that you would have made. If you're dialing that much and you're not getting results, then we need to work on your phone script. We need to work with you on the phone. But you have to be committed in protecting that dial time, is what I'm saying. I appreciate you taking the time to listen. Thank you all. If I can help in any way, never hesitate to reach.
I wanted to talk about today. It's really ironic that we had Jennifer LaChapelle came to the office today. She was working in Mississippi running appointments, and she took time out of her schedule to actually drive 3 hours back from Mississippi to train our team there at the Birmingham office for an hour and a half. Did a great job, and then turn around after she dials a little bit at the office. She's going to turn around and drive right back to Mississippi with her husband Richie, and they're going to run business and book a bunch of appointments today. So, but what I had her talk about today was a phone script that is really kind of taken off, I know, within our team and our office, with the sole objective of booking appointments. Okay. Now, we've had plenty of training on phone scripts. I get that, but anytime we can, adjust or make some adjustments that can actually improve our numbers, then I want to share it with you guys. That's what Jennifer did today. I'd given her a phone script that I was using, probably started it about a month or two ago, and it just seemed to be gaining a lot of traction in terms of booking a lot of appointments. And that is really the bottom line. And before we go through that, I want to do two things. Number one, if you're new, if you don't have my email address, I'm going to give it to you now. I'll also give it to you at the end of this call. Hopefully I won't forget to do that. Remind me if I do. But because I'll send you this phone script via email. It's easier that way, so that you guys can just listen to it and see if it can help you. If it doesn't help you, sorry. If it does help you, fantastic. But the other thing I wanted to say is, when you're brand new guys and you're dialing to book appointments, remember this. You have one purpose when you're dialing, and that is to simply book appointments. That's it. You're simply wanting to talk to somebody that will agree for you to bring this information out to them and schedule a time. That is it. Because we would all agree, especially if you've been doing this for a minute, you would all agree that, if I just get in front of them, Gary, if they just let me get to their front door, my chances of helping them with an insurance policy goes up like 75%. I mean, it's significant. But I have to get to the door, okay? If I don't get to the door and they hang up on me, or they give me some excuse for why they don't have time to talk to me or whatever, then I never get that opportunity. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes we'll talk ourselves right out of the appointment. If you talk too long on the phone, or you get too wordy, or you start asking too many questions, you'll walk yourself right out of booking an appointment. Okay? And I don't want anybody to do that. You shouldn't be on the phone more than 2.5 minutes when you're booking an appointment. It's really, really pretty straightforward. Now, so the phone script I'm going to give you, Jennifer trained on this today and says she actually uses this script with every single type of lead that she has. All right? Now, the only difference would be like if you got a brand new mortgage protection lead or a brand new final expense mailer. But for most new agents, you're getting on the CRM, and you're either somebody's buying you leads and giving you leads, or you're buying leads and they're straight from the CRM. They're typically final expense, and they're typically older, meaning they're either a 1-month-old lead, 2-3 months old, or in some cases, you might even get some of the what's called aged final expense mailers on the CRM, which I love because they're handwritten. If you're brand new, you don't know what that is. A final expense mailer is a mailer card that they got in the mail. They took out of the mailbox, took it in the house, filled it out by hand, put it back in the mailbox, sent it back to us for final expense insurance, better known as burial coverage, right? So, and those age final expense mailers can be anywhere from 4, 5, 6 years old, 7 years old sometimes, but they're old, okay, and they just haven't been called on. So I love those because I can get a ton of those for $1.50, okay? And when you're calling, guys, the tip is this. When you're calling old leads, I don't care if it's an old mailer or if it's an old final expense lead off the CRM, an old internet lead. Remember this. Always remember this. They don't remember filling this out. All right? They just don't. Okay? 99% of them don't remember filling this thing out 3 months ago. They sure as heck don't remember filling something out 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. All right? Yet some of you continue, when you're dialing these old leads, you're continuing to say things like, hey, Mary, I'm just calling you back about that form that you filled out online and sent back to us. Or we're getting back to you about your request that you filled out online about the life insurance. And you're getting all kinds of objections. I didn't fill that out. I don't know what you're talking about. Take me off the list. I don't know what, you're getting all of that, and you're having to fight this fire over and over and over again, and it's exhausting. Okay? You're trying to convince them that they filled it out. You're trying to convince them that you got this. You're trying to tell them you probably don't remember filling this out, but you did about 3 months ago. So my philosophy on that, it may be different from some, but my philosophy is, look, I don't want to fight that fight. I don't want to argue with people that are saying they didn't fill it out. So I told Jennifer this about a month or two ago. I'm not fighting that fight. Here's what we're going to do. I'm calling these older leads, and I'm getting straight to the bottom line, and that is that I'm coming out and I'm delivering this information because I'm required to, and they qualified for it. And then I simply go to booking the appointment, what time works best for you, and I go through it. So I'm going to go through the script right now and then answer any questions. And if you have, like I said, you want to email me, I'll email you the script. My email address is then my last name, PEGUES.GP @gmail.com. So it's GPEGUES.GP@gmail.com. Okay? If you just email me in the subject line, you can just say, phone script. I'll email you this the audio version of me just talking. Okay? So here's how the phone script goes. Okay? Hey, John. It's Gary. John, I'm down here at your benefits center here in Montgomery, and we were just calling you back just to let you know that our office is going to be delivering some information to you and about 15 other folks in your area that qualified for that new state-regulated final expense program, and I'm just the underwriter required to call you, and I'm just trying to make sure I have the right John Green. Is this John Green? Yes. Perfect. They got your birthday here as 2/24/62. Is that right? Yes. And they got your address here. Are you still at the 123 Main Street house there in Montgomery? Perfect. Okay, I know exactly where you are. Well, listen, I'm just the underwriter that's assigned to you, and all that means, John, is I'm just the one that's required to drop this information off to you and the other 15 people that qualified in your area on Tuesday and Wednesday. They got me passing your house there on Main Street a couple of different times. Are you working these days, or are you retired or disabled? You're retired. Okay, perfect. And it doesn't have on here whether you're married or not. Is it just you, or are you married? It's just you. Okay, that's what I thought. Well, they're going to have me down Main Street tomorrow at 10, 1, and 4, and then Wednesday they'll have me back down there at 9, 11, and 3. Which one works better for you? The 2 o'clock tomorrow. Okay, perfect. That'll work perfect for me, too. I'll be right down the street from you. Well, listen, I'm going to put you down for 2 o'clock since I'll be pretty close. Do me a favor. Just write this down. My name is Gary. Just put 2 o'clock Tuesday. And also, just if you want to make a mental note, I drive a little black car, and I'm kind of a short guy with a name tag that hangs around my neck, okay, buddy? So you will know it's me, okay? All right, great. Well, look, put me down for 2 o'clock tomorrow, and I'll try to get there as close as I can to 2 o'clock, okay? All right, great. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Okay, so let me review that for a second. Here's the objective. I just told you that I go in with the mindset of knowing this. I'm just trying to get them to agree for me to come by. I'm not trying to convince them or try to help remind them of something that they filled out 3, 4, 5 months ago or a year ago. Okay? So the way I do that is I just tell them, hey, look, I confirm the information. I'm just trying to make sure I got the right person. Our office is delivering some information to you, and about 15 other folks that qualified for this new state-regulated final expense program. My job is just to make sure I got the right John Green. And then I start verifying the information. I get them saying, yes, 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 that's me. Okay? I just got to drop this information off to you. Won't take me but a minute. Or is the number on the mailbox of the house? Okay, so you can listen to that again, but the whole thing here, guys, is I'm not convincing them that they filled it out. I'm required to drop this information off to them and 15 other folks. I'm going to be down their street 3 different times on Tuesday and 3 more times on Wednesday, which one works best for them. So as far as they know, I'm required to do it. They qualify for something. I'm delivering it. Okay? Those 3 things. I'm required to deliver this information that, number 2, they qualified for, and I'm going to be down their street, a couple of different times. So I'm coming. Like, I'm going to be down there. I'm required to do this. What time works best for you? Not asking a bunch of questions. I just know if they see me at the door and I get to their kitchen table, there's a very good chance that somebody in that house is getting life insurance, okay, or some coverage. So if you have any questions about that or how, and the reason I had Jennifer training today, just as a side note, Jennifer wrote $27,000 in November, and she's already written $24,000, almost $25,000 in the first week of December. And she told the group today at the Birmingham office, this is the script I'm using for 100% of all my appointments, and she's trying to book 50 appointments a week. And she's got so many appointments, she's not even able to get to all of them, she said sometimes, because she has so many appointments. She says, I'm coming. I'm required to deliver this information. You qualified for it, and I just got to get this to you. Is the number on the mailbox of the house. Okay? Are you working? What time works best for you? Okay? So I want to stop it right there, and I wanted to make this brief, but I just wanted to share that with you guys because, guys, I just want you guys to book as many appointments as you can. And if this helps you book appointments, one of our girls in the office today, I'll leave it with this. Madeline, I saw her during lunch, and she says, I've been hung up 5 times. And I said, well, can you tell me exactly where in that phone script you're getting hung up 4 times in your phone script? And she says, yes. It's every time I say, I'm getting back to you about this form that you filled out for life insurance. And as soon as I say life insurance, they hang up. And I say, well, if they keep doing that when you say that, why don't you stop saying that? And she laughed, and she said, what else should I say? And I said, this is what you should say. And gave her that script. She came back, and 30 minutes later, say I booked 7 appointments using that phone script. So, guys, Madeline's she's gonna sell some of those because she's good in the home and she just needs to get to the home. So that's all I want for you guys is to get more appointments on your book so that you can see more people. So I'll stop it right there.
Hey, John. Hey, John, it's Gary. I'm down here at your benefits center here in Montgomery, and we were just calling you back just to let you know that our office is going to be dropping off some information to you and about 15 other folks near your road on Tuesday and Wednesday that qualified for that new state-regulated final expense program. And I'm just trying to make sure I've got the right John Green. Is it okay? It is John Green. Is your it's got here your birthday is 2/24/52. Is that right? Okay, perfect. And are you still living at the 123 Main Street house there in Montgomery? Okay. All right, that's what I had. Okay, well, listen, I was just letting you know I'm just the underwriter that's assigned to you, which all that means is I'm the one required to drop this information off to you and like I said, about 15 other folks in the area Tuesday and Wednesday. So, and I know you're still pretty young. Are you working these days, or are you retired or disabled? Retired. Okay, perfect. And the 123, is it on the mailbox or is it on the house? Got it. Okay. Well, I'm going to be down your street. I'll be down Main Street tomorrow at 9, 12, and 3, and then I'll be back Wednesday at around 10, 2, and 4. Which one's easier for you? It doesn't matter to me. Tuesday at 2. Okay. All right, perfect. Well, I'll put you down for 2 o'clock tomorrow, and just so you know, I'll be driving a little black car, and I'm kind of a short guy with a name tag hanging around my neck, John, so you'll know it's me, okay? All right, perfect. Just put me on the calendar there so you don't forget about me, and I'll see you tomorrow about 2. Okay, thanks, John. Bye-bye.
Doing
Okay.
good. Miss Jerry, I'm the one that got the form that you filled out regarding the state-regulated life insurance. You wanted to see what you qualified for that pays up to 100% of your final expenses? Yes, ma'am. And they have me out in Dixon taking care of everybody tomorrow. I'm the one licensed by the state of Tennessee to go over this with you. And I just wanted to make sure that you're going to be around for about 10 minutes. And I have you on my schedule between 10 and 11, okay?
That's tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am. It just takes me
Okay.
about 10 minutes. Are you married or anything?
No.
Okay, it'll just be you then. And I'll see you between 10 and 11 tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Howdy, how are you?
I'm good. This is Mike Schroeds over here in Nashville. You doing okay today?
Yes, sir.
Good, good. Hey, I was getting back with you because I'm the one that got the form you filled out for the state-regulated life insurance. And I'm the one who's actually licensed by the state of Tennessee to go over your qualifications. And I was just letting everybody out in Dixon know that they have me out there getting everyone qualified tomorrow. And I have you on my schedule between 9 and 10 a.m. And it just takes me about 10 minutes to go over it with you. Wanted to make sure you'd be around at that time.
Tomorrow, you said?
Yes, ma'am. Just takes me about 10 minutes to go over your qualifications.
Let me see. Tomorrow? I think my spouse thinks to be here when you come.
Say that again. You kind of fell off there. Sorry.
I said my spouse wanted to be here when...
Oh.
Does he have to be here?
Yeah, I would love for him to be. When's a good time for him to be there?
Well, he works.
What time's he
In the
get?
afternoon.
What time's he get done?
Different times, really.
What times he normally get done? If you was gonna cook him, if you was gonna cook him and me dinner, what time would we need to be there?
I'm trying to think. I don't know if the times he comes in.
Okay, so I work till like 9, 10 o'clock at night with different clients because some people do work during the day. So, so I'm going to put you, right now I have a 6 o'clock open. I'll put you down for 6. If he's not there, we'll just reschedule for the next day, okay?
All right.
All right.
Tomorrow at 6.
Yes, ma'am. Put me on your calendar. And what's Mr. Darty's name? Because you didn't put him on here, it's just you.
Well, I think I put him on mine.
Okay, what's his name?
Daniel
Daniel Darty?
Jackson.
Daniel Jackson.
No, Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see you and Daniel tomorrow about 6 o'clock, okay? Give me a little mercy in case I get a heavy talker right before you. They hold me over sometimes.
All right, then.
Okay, and I like my steak medium rare if you're cooking for both of us. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Miss Tammy.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, bye.
Hey guys, so as we conclude this segment on making phone calls, you just got to remember a couple quick things. Number one, tone is important. You can't be real telemarketing. Hey, Jim, Neil Brown, how you doing today? It's got to be very monotone. Hey, Jim, this is Neil. I'm over at the Senior Benefit Office here in Nashville. How you doing today? Good. Hey, Jim, the reason I'm calling, that's how the tone's got to be. That's number one. Number two, you're going to get objections. People are going to swear at you, but the number one objection you're going to get more than anything else is, I already took care of it. And so if you're calling, you're going to get, I took care of it. This is my second full year in the business, and I've never really been good at addressing that until I watched this video that we're going to play for you. And so what he says word for word is on a script that we have available. And if you just take this in and do what he says, you're going to increase your business tremendously. There's a guy in our office here who's 25 years old. He, I think, led the company in January or February. He wrote like 80,000. He said 50 of that was getting into the homes and replacing policies that other companies had written, and gave us a strategy on how to do that. But it begins with learning what's on this video. So pay close attention, and we'll see you on the next video, which is in home.
We made a lot of money doing policy reviews, a lot, right? Because we can say, hey, no, we buy a 3-month-old lead, a 1-month-old lead, and they cost nothing. We go book, 10 appointments up and do. People say that the number one thing they say with older leads is, I've already handled this. And what we would always say is, yeah, absolutely. That's actually why I'm calling. You should have received your policy packet in the mail by now. Did you get that yet? Yeah, you did? Okay, perfect. So once you get your life insurance set up, they always send someone out to come review your policy, make sure everything's set up. That way there's no hold up with your claims. It takes about 10 minutes, then you'll be all done. I go to that house, show my state license, grab that packet, flip it over, dude. It shows that the policy price jumps up $100, $200 next year. And I'm like, hey, did they tell you that this was going to happen? No. Grab your driver's license. I'll fix it for you. Done. You can't do that on the phone. Mm-hmm. You cannot.
Dude, I think 60% of my sales were policy reviews in my whole career.
Yeah,
which is insane.
It's insane. So, I mean, you lose that, though, with telesales, to be honest.